All right, you may remember a few months back when the Biden White House kicked me and a bunch of other folks off the military academy boards. Well, the purge continues. They are now removing a couple of Trump appointees from the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. Dr. Oz and former NFL player Herschel Walker, who are both running for the Senate in Pennsylvania and Georgia, respectfully, received letters asking them to step down from the advisory board or be fired because of what the White House calls Hatch Act issues, which limit certain political activities for federal employees. Well, joining us now is Georgia's Senate candidate Herschel Walker. Herschel, great to see you. Tell us, where do things stand now? Because my understanding is you had no intention of resigning, right?
I had no intention of resigning or quitting, so I didn't quit, and I haven't got my letter yet that they fired me. And I told them I was on the campaign trail, but I've not one time ever mentioned anything about the President Fitness Council on Sports and Nutrition on the campaign. So I didn't violate anything, so I'm not sure what they were talking about. But it's okay, because I knew it had nothing to do with my work on the council. I think it had more to do with a political move on their part.
Right.
Yeah, it feels much like that. Well, Herschel, the Biden administration's policy says members of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition are considered special government employees who, per the Hatch Act, may not be candidates in partisan elections while conducting official government business. You are running for Senate, as you mentioned, on the campaign trail, but you're an advisory board member. You're not a full-time job. It's not part of your full-time job. So I will say an interesting point. Jen Psaki actually herself violated the Hatch Act when she confirmed Biden's support for Terry McAuliffe in the Virginia governor's race last year from the podium. And I didn't see any action taken against her from this administration. So, I mean, are they just running fast and loose with some of these rules?
Well, right now I'm in a tough race. So I think they were trying to help out my opponent, which is okay because I'm going to beat him anyway. But, it's sort of like what's good for me is not good for thee. And I think all that they're doing. But it's okay with the bad policies that they're doing right now. I think the people starting to wake up and know that this administration not doing what's great for the state of Georgia, what's great for this country. So I'm okay with it.
Herschel, when I got kicked off the board of the U.S. Naval Academy, we filed a lawsuit against them because we didn't believe they had the authority. Have you talked to anyone about any legal recourse?
No, I really haven't, because I've advocated for kids my whole life, and first of all, I'm not paid on this. That's what's so funny. I was not even paid at all. So I say I'm gonna continue to advocate for kids, but I'm gonna continue to go out and win this Senate seat, and maybe I can do even more. And they may not be happy with that as well.
That's true.
Yeah. I do want to switch gears with you, kind of in the same vein, but New York Mayor Eric Adams has lifted the vaccine mandate for professional athletes and performers because he says being healthy is not just about being physically healthy, but being economically healthy. And he said athletes are essential to the economic recovery of the city, but regular workers still can't work if they're not vaccinated, such as police officers or nurses. I mean, what about their ability to make a living as well as a professional athlete, former professional athlete? What is your response?
Well, my response is that is a terrible, terrible way of putting anything. I don't think you give a professional athlete any more credit than you give anyone else. You forget about the first responders that really, when it was time during this pandemic, they stepped to the plate. So right now, for him to make that statement, I think it was ludicrous. I think it was terrible. He should have never made a statement like that. And it's time for us to quit having our government or our city officials trying to make these rules that doesn't really fit for what the city needs. Right now, you see, it's just like the defund the police. They found out that was a terrible, terrible decision. And right now, I think he's going to find out what he just said was a terrible thing. You don't just pick out the athletes only because athletes has more that they can get out in the media and talk a little more, whereas some of the first responders or the people that's going to work, the everyday citizen, they're not going to get that special treatment. I think that's totally unfair, and it was a terrible thing that he did.
Herschel, you're obviously, we talked about this presidential fitness commission that you were sitting on, the board there. And you're a fit guy, you can still tell that you're in great shape. There was this piece on MSNBC last night that caught my eye. It said that physical fitness has always been central to the far right. The piece says that white supremacists are radicalizing physical fitnesses. I mean, and it went through and saying that COVID is, people are going and learning all of this physical. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it's people are taking their health seriously. They're being forced because gyms were shut and all this stuff. I feel like the left is always looking for a reason to brand people as being, somehow ideologically crazy when in fact, we're just, in this case, trying to be healthy.
Well, they're always looking at a way to separate. What they want to do is they want to separate, and that's what is so terrible. They always try to separate, and you ever notice that whenever they want to separate, they have color have to be involved. They have to bring some type of color involved to get people real sort of emotional, and that's what is so terrible about it, and that's one of the reasons I decided to run. I am tired of them trying to separate people because I know from the good book, the Bible, it doesn't talk about a lot of separation. The only separation it talks about are believers and non-believers. And the color is really a primary thing that the region you're in has nothing to do with the color of your skin or whether you're a believer or non-believer. And it is sad that that's all they're trying to do right now is separate people. But if you can separate us, you can divide us. And that's one thing that we don't want to do is be divided, because divided you will fall. Together you will stand, and you will stand very strong. And I can guarantee you that America is getting tired of being placed second. So we're going to come in first like we should be all the time.
Herschel, before we let you go, President Trump is holding a rally in your state tomorrow in Athens, Georgia. He endorsed you last year for your Senate race. What does he need to say to the people of Georgia? What do you hope that he says tomorrow?
Well, I want him to come out and just tell the people we got to come together and let everyone know that the state of Georgia is not blue. The state of Georgia is really red. And that's what I talks about is unity. We got to come together because right now, everyone sees these policies that the left is dealing out to this country. This is not good for this country. It's not good for the state of Georgia. And I tell you what, I cannot believe that they continue to double down, that they don't think we need to be energy independent. They continue to double down that they think that defunding the police or kids shouldn't have school choice. They continue to double down on these policies that doesn't work. And we can see that it doesn't work. Right now, I'm in the food business, and the supply chain is terrible. Right now, I'm having to increase my prices just to stay afloat, and they continue to act like it's my fault. It's not my fault. It's this administration fault.
Herschel, thanks a lot. Enjoy yourself tomorrow night at the rally. Hope to see you soon.
Hey, thank you, and God bless. And I want to remind people, go to teamherschel.com because we're going to win this. We're going to win this Senate seat.
Okay. Good luck, sir. We'll see you soon.
All right.